Welcome to Nostalgia Sauce, where we're stirring up memories of your favorite stores that closed their doors. Today, we're diving into the retail time capsule, revisiting the golden era of iconic shops that defined our past. Get ready to stroll down memory lane as we discuss a few stores that left a lasting impression. You're going to want to stick around till the end for a family favorite. Payless. A well-known shoe store around the world, Payless ShoeSource was known for selling cheap shoes that were perfect for buyers on a budget. The business was started in 1956 and quickly became a popular place for people of all ages to buy shoes. But Payless had trouble making ends meet and more people were shopping online, so they filed for bankruptcy in February 2019. The company chose to close its last 2,100 stores in the US and Puerto Rico because it was in debt and the retail market was changing. The widespread closings marked the end of Payless ShoeSource, leaving a hole in the market and showing how hard it was for traditional stores to adapt to changing customer tastes and the rise of online shopping. Mervyn's. The department store chain Mervyn's, which opened in 1949, was a famous place to shop for clothes, home goods, and other things. Mervyn's built a strong customer base by focusing on the western United States. But it filed for bankruptcy in 2008 because of money problems and more competition. The company had trouble adapting to changes in the retail industry, and by the end of that year, all of its remaining shops had closed. Employees were affected by the closure, and customers missed the familiar shopping experience that Mervyn's had given for almost 60 years. This showed how the retail industry is changing and how hard it is for traditional department stores to compete in today's market. Toys R Us. Toys R Us is a well-known store that sells toys and other items for kids. It opened in 1948 and has been a favorite place for kids and parents for generations. The chain did very well for many years and grew all over the world. But Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy in September 2017 because of rising debt, competition from online stores, and changing buying habits. Even though the company tried to reform, it was hard to make sure it had a bright future. In March 2018, it was revealed that all of the stores in the US and UK would be closing. This was the end of an era for the famous toy store. The closings impacted tens of thousands of workers and left a hole in the retail scene. They showed how hard it was for traditional stores to survive in the digital age. Circuit City. Circuit City is a big store that has been selling electronics since 1949. It has become a regular spot for people looking for toys and technology. It was one of the biggest technology stores in the US at its peak. Circuit City filed for bankruptcy in 2008, though, because of money problems, more online competition, and changes in how customers behave. Even though the company tried to restructure, it ran into problems that couldn't be solved, and in the end, it chose to close all of its remaining stores in March 2009. With its closing, Circuit City was no longer a store in the mall. This showed how hard it was for traditional electronics shops to adapt to the changing market and the rise of online shopping. RadioShack. RadioShack, a famous electronics store that opened in 1921, was a place where tech fans went to get things. The chain sold many different kinds of tech parts, gadgets, and extras. But because online shops and big box stores were becoming more of a threat, RadioShack filed for bankruptcy in 2015. It tried to rename and cut back on staff, but it was hard for the company to stay in business. RadioShack went bankrupt again in 2017. Which meant that all of its surviving company-owned stores had to close. This was the end of an age for the famous store, which shows how hard it was for traditional electronics stores to keep up with how quickly consumer electronics and retail were changing. Geez, that's a lot of sauce. If you're enjoying this nostalgic feast, show some love to our channel. Hit that like button, subscribe for more flavorful content, and drop a comment with your favorite store that's no longer around. Your support keeps the nostalgia flowing. Now, back to our retail time capsule journey. Gadzooks. Trendy teen clothing shop Gadzooks became well known in the 1990s for its stylish clothes. In order to appeal to young people, the chain sold a wide range of colorful clothes and items. Gadzooks had money problems, though, because fashion styles changed quickly and there was more competition in the fast-paced retail world. The business went bankrupt in 2004, which forced the closing of all of its remaining shops. This was the end of Gadzooks as a unique store in the retail scene. It showed how quickly the teen fashion market changes and how hard it is for niche clothing shops to stay relevant as trends and customer tastes change. The Discovery Channel Store. The Discovery Channel Store, which was an extension of the popular TV network, had a wide range of fun and educational items, such as DVDs, toys, and gadgets that were connected to Discovery's shows. At first, the shops did well as a shopping addition to the network's shows, but as shopping changed, they ran into problems. As part of a change in strategy, the closing process began in the middle of the 2000s. Most of the Discovery Channel stores had closed by 2007, which was the end of this retail business. This store's closing showed how hard it was for specialty stores linked to TV networks to adapt to changing customer habits and the rise of online shopping platforms. Tom McCann. A famous shoe store called Tom McCann was a go-to place to buy shoes. It was especially known for selling stylish shoes at low prices. When it opened in 1922, the chain quickly became well known for selling affordable, high-quality shoes. But Tom McCann had a hard time staying in the market because there was more competition in the retail business and customers' tastes were changing. As sales dropped, the company slowly shut down its shops, and by the early 2000s, most of them were gone. This was the end of Tom McCann's time as a big player in the affordable shoe market. It showed how hard it was for traditional shoe stores to keep up with changing fashion trends and the way stores work. Deb is a well-known clothing store that became famous for selling trendy clothes at low prices for young people. The store, which opened in 1932, served to people of all shapes and sizes. Deb was popular with shoppers who cared about fashion because it had everything from casual clothes to dressy clothes. But Deb filed for bankruptcy in 2015 because of money problems and more competition. The company tried to restructure and stay in business, but it failed, and by early 2015, all of its shops had closed. After closing, Deb was no longer a store in the shopping world, which was sad for customers who liked how the store supported cheap fashion and being open to everyone. Blockbuster Video. Blockbuster Video, a well-known name in the video rental business, gave a huge range of movies and games to a huge number of customers. A family favorite. Blockbuster was founded in 1985 and ruled the market at its height. But digital streaming services and online purchases changed the way people watched movies and TV shows, which hurt Blockbuster's business. In 2010, the company went bankrupt and shut down many shops. In 2018, the last Blockbuster store in the US closed its doors in Bend, Oregon. This was the end of an era for physical video rental shops. Blockbuster's demise shows how quickly people are moving away from standard video rental stores and toward digital entertainment platforms that are easier to use and more convenient. Sheesh, we were cooking up today. If you've enjoyed this flavorful trip down memory lane, don't forget to hit like, subscribe for more sauce, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the aisles of the past. Until next time, keep savoring those nostalgic flavors, and stay tuned for more on Nostalgia Sauce.